Sure, Jamie, go ahead. It's all about sharing.
I just wanted to say, Andrew, a couple of points that you had said is very true. It's a multifaceted issue, and bullying comes from schools, it comes from, our community. You can get it pretty much anywhere, and how to address it makes it ultimately very difficult. Lena, first, I just want to say you are the poster child. Absolute poster child.
Let's give a round of applause for Lena.
Honestly, to have a high school, are you a high school, middle school?
Yeah,
ninth grade. Like, how many kids are going to stand up to people and say, okay, well, that kid is different, who cares? Like, not many, because most people, all they care about is fitting in. So kudos to you. But what I wanted to say was, for mostly how to address bullying and to prevent it, to the parents, talk to your kids. My parents were great. I came from a really great family, but my mom was not raised where her parents talked to her about life. Like, things happened and that was it. My dad always worked. So my mom pretty much would be like, how was your day? And that's it. So she didn't know when I had real trouble, which I did in high school. And I got bullied very badly by girls who were my friends. And I couldn't even tell you what it was over, but it ended very badly. And half my group shunning me, which led to depression, led to anxiety, and it led to cutting. And it was deep for a while until I, kind of on my own, I got better. But again, not many people gain that strength to get better without the help. So parents, talk to your kids. Don't accept fine for an answer. Don't accept, oh, it's okay. Take the phones. Get to the root of what their day is. Because like you said, kids need somebody to talk to. And if they don't have somebody at school, if they don't have somebody in the community, it should be you at home. And they should have somewhere to go where they feel comfortable talking to you. So just talk to your kids. I do it to my son all the time. And the same thing Thomas and you were saying on the playground. I tell my son every day, if you see a kid playing by himself, you go up to him and say, hi, what's your name? He's also 5, so he's more likely, going to do it. But for teenagers, it might, seem a little uncomfortable, but you said it takes courage sometimes to be able to get up, talk to people, talk to your kids, talk to your neighbors. And can definitely get to the root of some underlying issues as well, I think.
That's one thing.
Sure. Sure, go ahead.
I just wanted to add is when one child has one issue and you're a parent trying to solve it, it's not as easy sometimes. When you go to some of the places as represented here, or I represented another one called New Horizons, they have therapists, they have counselors, they have psychiatrists. So now you have more strength going in with the team into the school than by yourself, because at least you can say this is what's being experienced. It's being documented, which is not being documented when you're going alone and saying this is happening. It is documented at that point, and I think you're going to get a more serious and quicker response. So definitely look for that backup if there is, and that's what we're trying to do. Is I'm constantly talking to organizations and looking for people, and as was said over here, we need the right fit for the right person. With Lena or any child, they might be great with a dean, a supervisor, a coach, or they might not be good and may need an outsider, and they all have their times when they might need to speak to somebody, on their own, and there's special situations. I had on my site somebody who, was it 2 weeks ago, I guess, they said, I'm getting bullied and I'm gay, and I guess they were in high school. And I said, what do you need? I said, I'll have you in touch with somebody. I do have somebody that's a advocate for gay people. He'll be glad to recommend you, so on and so forth. There's organizations in and about Nassau County. I think there's 4 places that they could go to. But in this instance, he has dealt with the bullying and he's stronger. But sometimes there's such unique situations where they feel isolated. You gotta reach out, hopefully for the right party to get help. So don't try to get it by, take it by yourself and run with it. If you got help, go with it. That's the way to hopefully improve the situation.
Taylor, you want to say a few words?
Of course.
All right. This is one of our new staff members, Taylor and Zach from Hofstra University. They're going to be awesome on our show.
So I think there's a lot of factors that go into bullying, but when it boils down to it, it comes to prejudice. And prejudice isn't spoke about often because people think of it as just a race issue, but prejudice is just being uneducated about why you feel a certain way. So it's hard to talk to younger kids about prejudice because it's such a hard topic and idea to even understand as adults. But if we instill it as younger kids that we should be educated about topics before we judge them, or we should weigh our opinions and get to know something before we fully act upon what we're thinking. And I feel that would contribute to the elimination of bullying and the elimination of just maltreatment of human beings in general. Because, like I said, when it comes down to it, it's really the education that we need. We need to be educated to know better on how to act.
All right, we're going to take a break after this. I just want to bring up a little story which got me thinking tonight and kind of reflects on everyone here. How many people can relate to the story about the new kid comes to school and right away he gets picked on? Well, I remember a story about going back about 4 years ago. I read about a kid that was bullied on the front page of Newsday. So I said to myself, I got to reach out to this kid. Got a hold of his family. His name was Jake. And got friendly with Jake. And he had come from Delaware to Long Beach. He dressed differently, looked a little differently, and he was bullied horribly. His life was miserable. Until one person took a liking to him and took him under his wing. That person's name was Daniel Bobbis. Daniel Bobbis was a beloved teacher in the Long Beach School District who died of a horrible surfing accident. But Daniel Bobbis took Jake under his wing and said, I want you to join our surfing team. Now, Jake had never surfed a day in his life, but he said, I want you to feel part of our family. And Daniel Bobbis took him under his wing, got him on the team. He made him feel accepted by the kids on the surfing team and made him feel better. And Daniel Bobbis was like the mentor, like a lifesaver in his life. And when that summer happened and Daniel Bobbis died, Jake told me he was into music and he wanted to come on our show and sing a song that he dedicated to Daniel Bobbis. And while he sang that song, Daniel's wife was sitting right across from him. And it was so moving. And I think after that song, it got him respect among his peers, and the bullying kind of died down. But I'll just never forget how that one teacher, that Daniel Bobbis, was a hero in his life, that he took this kid under his wing, made him feel part of the surfing team, made him feel important, gave him love, gave him importance, and he really saved his life at Long Beach High School. And I'll never forget, it was at the Hub Billiards that he sang that song in Daniel's honor. He was like a 15-year-old kid. He wrote the song. It was so moving, so touching. So I'll never forget that. But anyway, we're going to take a break. Give everyone a chance to